Hello, Anita.
Hi, sir. Hello.
Ah, so long, huh? I think you did join us in the middle after you got married for a month or two. I remember
No, before marriage.
it was. I remember the first time when you joined. It was our institute was there near Model Middle School, right, Anita?
No, sir.
When you
DAV school.
near DAV. Okay,
DAV school, yes.
so
Actually,
this is
before marriage, 5 years back, I was.
right. It was much long, long time ago, and not only 5 years. I think it was longer.
Yes,
Good evening,
six,
sir.
7
Good
years.
evening, Faizan.
Mm.
So you are in Bangalore, Anita.
Yes, currently I am staying in Bangalore.
Okay, with your husband,
Yes.
right? Are you at home these days, or you go to work as well?
No, currently I am not working. Actually,
Okay, okay.
I was working in cooperative society, and when I came to Bangalore, then I was searching, and due to spoken English, मतलब कि सो मतलब कि ये स्पोकन के कारण कहीं कहीं पे दिक्कत हो रहा था, बट कहीं कहीं पे जॉब हो रहा था, तो पूरा मतलब ज्यादा डिस्टेंस था घर से, और कहीं अच्छा
So
जगह
there were
फिर
two challenges.
या
One challenge was the distance from home. You didn't want to work very far. And second, when you were getting some other options nearer your home, then your poor communication skill in English became an issue, right?
yes, yes. And after
I
pregnancy and COVID, that's why I didn't do any
right.
job.
Why do I get this feeling, Anita, that this is the third time you are in my class?
Yes. That
Second
time,
time you joined.
Mansi.
Yeah,
That time I Mansi.
yeah. Second time you came for a very short period, I think.
Very sorry. Yeah, that time my marriage was fixed, and that time actually वो लड़का जो था वो लंदन में रहता था. That's why I was
Are you
started
married to the same guy or another guy?
different guys.
So that London boy is now in Bengaluru.
I don't know how. He was working in Accenture, and that time he was staying in London.
So
Currently,
you're not married to him. You're not married to him, Anita.
no, I'm not married to him. I'm married
You're
to
married to somebody else. This
yes.
this guy is also an arranged marriage or love marriage?
No, arranged marriage.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah, it's very funny. Do you tell your husband the story that I was going to marry a guy from England or guy living in England? Do you tell him and make him feel jealous a little bit?
Yeah. I told him.
Yeah, he can go to London, but normally this wives do this. I remember when I was a young boy, my mother used to tell my dad things like this, that my father was looking for a much better guy than you, and this, like this, that. Hello, Sakib.
Hello, sir.
Mm.
No, not love the boy. My papa was looking for somebody. My sister does this as well sometimes, because usually what happens when you are fixing a marriage, arranging a marriage of your sister or daughter, you look at so many options, right? Multiple options. And before you finalize it with somebody, you reject so many. So there are stories to be told, and women, they enjoy telling these stories with a little bit of extra spice. They spice up the story, they add a few things there. Come again. Come on, man. Why are you stuck there? When will you start to understand English in real life? Why? I know where you're coming from. I know where you're coming from, but why would they do it? If a woman, your mother, tells you your stories of her childhood or stories of before her marriage, what tense does she use? She says, "पता है, अदनान, ऐसा हुआ था, फिर पता है ऐसा हुआ था." We don't normally we use this kind of structure. So why ask? Look, you have Hindi, right? So you take advantage of having Hindi as your mother tongue. A lot of times Hindi and English are similar. And when I'm talking about the use of tense to tell stories, it is exactly the same as in English and in Hindi. You know, in Hindi and English, you do not have different rules. So you tell stories in Hindi, please come. You tell stories in English. If you can choose the present tense in Hindi, you can choose the present tense in English too. That's all I'm saying. I'm not asking you to do anything different. It's only the fact that how you want to deliver the message. Don't think about it. You already know these things. I'm asking you, have you ever told a movie story to your friends? Yes. For 2 minutes, imagine or just pretend that we are your friends. Okay, and we are at school. You're in class 7th or 8th. Okay, and you've just watched a lovely movie. Okay, and you come to the class. पता है फिल्म देखे थे ये वाला. All right. हाँ, क्या हुआ? क्या स्टोरी सुनाना, स्टोरी सुनाना. इसमें हीरो ना बहुत अमीर रहता है. यस सर, मतलब क्या ऐसी कहोगे ना स्टोरी? हाँ, ओके. और लड़की जो रहती है ना, वो बहुत गरीब रहती है, हीरोइन, लेकिन बहुत खूबसूरत रहती है, लेकिन बहुत गरीब घर से. क्यों रहती है, क्यों बोल रहे हो? नहीं, बिकॉज का छोड़ दो, बस बोल रहे हो ना. यू कैन डू दिस इन इंग्लिश एज वेल. द बॉय इन द फिल्म इज फ्रॉम अ वेरी रिच फैमिली, बट द गर्ल इज फ्रॉम अ वेरी पुअर फैमिली, लाइक दिस. Don't go after something that is not really necessary. Why here? Because you are too lost in this why. I realize you are very like my niece in Pankri. She speaks English well, but again, she has problems with the grasping the grammar rules. You are very much the same. You're still stuck there, where we use the present tense to tell stories. Sometimes we do. If you do it in Hindi, it used to. Yeah, it does. Can I touch that part? Where is the okay, yeah, the Anita, Rakhi, welcome. So quiet, Rakhi.
Good evening, sir.
Yes,
Good evening.
I was not fine, so that's why I was absent and I didn't get chance to tell you. Like I was not using my phone.
The just like a TV journalist, TV reporter. Okay. Where are the rest of the students? You know, Maz asked me about the class. Is he gonna come? Everybody is person in the group, sir. Anita, she's a new student today. Don't worry, she's married. Chill. Okay, just chill. Anita, my students are taking so much interest in you. And by the way, I must tell you, she's very beautiful. Okay. Okay. She's just waiting because Adnan will make a request and she will oblige. Yeah, there you go. Anita, don't turn your camera even if you want to. Now, she's a very friendly person, and she's in my class for the 3rd time. When she was very young, she was a student at Nalanda College. She first came to my classes, and then she joined 5 years ago for a couple of months, not even for 2 months, because she was getting married to a guy who was living in England. Okay, but then that marriage didn't work, so she perhaps dropped the idea of learning English. And now she is in Bengaluru, married to a guy in the IT field. You want the address? Which area?
You made up a story. A guy working in IT field. She didn't say that.
She didn't say that. Did you not say that, Anita, that your husband is in the IT field?
Yes, sir, IT field in Siemens.
I don't know when she said that. I don't know when she said that. Maybe she said that earlier to me in a conversation, text message or something. But I have that in my mind that her husband is in the IT field. And Anita, which part of Bengaluru are you in?
Electronic city.
Electronic City. Okay, I've never been to Bengaluru. Not yet.
You will hate the
Thank God everyone speak English. So, a small child in my society, all childs are speaking English. I started, but after some time, I run away.
I know what you mean. Anita, I think you must have realized by now that English is just a language. Like you speak Hindi, some people speak Bengali, some speak Tamil, some speak English. Okay, it's just a language. If you have been exposed to this language in your early childhood, you'll pick up this language like any other language you'll pick up. So small children in Bengaluru speak English because the schools in Bengaluru, all right, have teachers who talk in English to young kids. And young kids don't need any grammar lessons. Unfortunately, even if parents do not speak English, it's not a compulsory condition. All right, it's not mandatory for parents to speak English for their children to learn to speak English. If they go to school and if the school has teachers who speak English, children will automatically learn. And children don't need to study grammar. In Bihar, UP, Jharkhand, the students are made to bother so much by the incompetent teachers. They teach such stuff that students, young students cannot understand. And they say that you are a failure. Actually, the teachers are a failure. The students are not a failure. If Anjali, Anita, sorry, or anybody here, if they went to school and they couldn't learn English, you didn't fail. The school failed. Okay, because if you stayed there for 8 years, 10 years, and you couldn't pick up a language, it means they did not provide you enough exposure. That's all. That's all. Because if you were the only one who didn't learn, and the rest 90%, 80% of students learned English, then it would be your fault. But actually, 5%, 10% of students who are really bright, they don't need anybody's help at all. They can do things on their own. There are so many such people, okay, who are born that way, that they don't need any help. They just figure out things on their own. They're so clever. If only those are speaking English because of going to schools, the rest 80%, 90% are not speaking good English. It means the failure is in the system, not with the children. Because so many people have failed. Come on. It happens in not Bihar Sharif, say a lot of places in Bihar, except for some schools in Patna, some schools in some other big cities like Bhagalpur and Gaya. Some schools are so good that they produce 80-90% students speaking English.
What do you think, sir? How can it solve?
By just bringing good teachers. What else? Is buildings are the same. Please come. Oh, Mazi managed to come. I thought you just asked. I thought you were not going to make it today, or you would attend online. Okay. How far is your home? I mean, how long ago did you ask me? It was like
15 minutes.
6:03. In 15 minutes, by bike. 15 minutes on the bike is good time. Okay, Anita, you must realize one thing before you start your journey here with me again, that English, okay, is a different language from Hindi, but they have some similarities. Sometimes a lot of similarities. So you have to appreciate the similarities, you have to appreciate the differences, but you always treat English as a different language. As an individual separate language. Do not try to think of it as an image of Hindi. That's all. So once you have that attitude that, okay, you have to understand English, the way English works, rules about the English language, you will be fine. If you try and treat it as a mirror image of Hindi, then you are going to be in bigger problem. Okay. And most importantly, how you breathe when you speak English matters.
What does it mean?
The way you breathe, your breathing pattern you know, how long your breath is, where you stop, all these things. So when you speak a different language, your breathing system must change. And if it doesn't change, then you will not sound like speaking that language naturally. You know, if you breathe the same way as you do when you speak Hindi, then you're going to sound very like Hindi. So observe these things. It's not just about the grammar, vocabulary, and the structures. It's about a lot of other factors. So I said what? Care about when they speak English, how they breathe. Observe these things closely, okay? And you will see a difference. If your breathing pattern remains very much the same as it is when you speak Hindi, you're going to have trouble speaking English. And how do you improve your breathing pattern and all these things? And observing when they stop, how long their sentences are. Okay, right now, the way I've been speaking to you in this for this discussion, if you watch the recording later, you will see how short my sentences were. Okay, and again, you have to flow in English. Don't let Hindi bother you. In the middle of your English speaking, suddenly you have a Hindi phrase in your mind. Don't feel the temptation to incorporate that Hindi expression. If that Hindi word or expression is little, fine. If it is idiomatic, resist the temptation of bringing that in. Like when I'm speaking right now, I'm speaking in English words. I'm thinking of English structures. Right now, the mind that thinks in Hindi is completely, I would say it is on leave right now. It is relaxing, okay? Right. And only then it's possible to speak English. If you allow Hindi words, phrases to bother you while you speak English, okay, it's going to be hard. If you, a lot of times the students do this, they speak English and suddenly in the middle of their sentences, they will ask me, what is the English of this word? And if it is a literal word, which will be translated literally there, I understand, I can help you. But if you're bringing something idiomatic, something which can be called the beauty of Hindi, then you're just not getting the point. The beauty of the two languages are different things, you know. Shakespeare's stories do not make for a very good Hindi literature, all right? And Premchand's stories do not make for very good English literature. Once you appreciate all these things, by the way, I'm going to learn for the first time. I'm going to have a Chinese lesson today at 9 o'clock for the first time.
And you are also learning Italian.
I'm learning Italian. I have been learning some Spanish as well. So look, I find grammar so easy, so easy. Some people, I don't know why they feel frustrated with grammar so much. I just don't know. My teacher, I ask her questions about grammar while I'm learning, you know, Italian, and she finds it difficult to answer some of my grammar questions because I told you, learning English the way I have managed to learn has given me this advantage that when I'm learning another language, the grammar part is not going to trouble me. And you guys should also appreciate English grammar, okay? 8 kinds of words and how they function. That's all.
And is this tutor or someone else?
Oh, where?
Like this Japanese language.
Where is the gift, everyone? This is Dilshad, I think.
Because I thought you were learning another language.
No, this will be my first, you know, Chinese lesson today. Chinese, Korean, Japanese, they're pictorial languages. They use pictures as alphabet. They don't have the alphabet. They have pictures there, actually. So it's very interesting, very different. Learning English, learning Italian, learning French, learning Spanish is all very similar, okay? But you try to learn Arabic or you try to learn Chinese or, yeah, these languages, they come from different family, actually. So it's going to be a new experience. But I have not fully committed. I said, I will see. If I like the lesson, I'll continue. Otherwise, I won't. Just 1 hour a week, every Wednesday. So you've been married for 5 years now, Anita.
Yes, actually, after marriage, I came to Bangalore and I was studying SAP FICO. This course is
Can you see her breathing in Hindi? Can you see her breathing Hindi? Hindi breathe. तो उसके बाद हम यहाँ आए थे फिर ऐसे. Did you see that? Why? Why? Because this woman, Anita, has pressurized herself too much to learn English by applying her knowledge, understanding, her common sense. Listen, you don't need to do all that, okay? You just need to give yourself exposure. 5 years in Bangalore, ask her, how many hours on average has she listened to English in last 5 years, on average? Anita, answer. Could you please turn on the lights? Anita, how long have you spent listening to English on average in last 5 years? Turn the
how
two.
years?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
Anita.
3 years. Actually, in COVID times, I was staying in Bihar. 2 years I was in Bihar. So actually 5 months back I came here, and now my baby is 3 years old. So I'm thinking I want to search job. So first of all, I want to improve my English little better. Then I want
Yes.
to
So,
search.
Anita, do you see that you're speaking a lot of English, but you don't sound like speaking English? You realize the difference? The problem with your accent, Anita? You
Yeah.
worked hard, and it's been such a long time, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years is a lot of time, okay? Then, Anita, the question is still is the same. On average, if you have to find an average, how much time have you spent listening to English?
5 years.
Very 5 years on average every day, on a daily basis. Have you spent 1 hour every day listening to English?
Not daily. When I was out of flat, out of home, then I was listening.
Wherever you live, listening to English is an easy task. You have 4G internet, 5G internet today. You can download, stream any English video anywhere, and you can listen to it. There are so many podcasts on so many different topics, any topic that interests you. Her husband won't be, listen, you have not been married, right? Once you get married and you have been married for 5 years, husband and wife talk for very little time to each other. Don't you know that?
I didn't know that.
They do most of the talking before the marriage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you
I
so
live
much
with my
for
wife.
sharing such a great information.
It is true. It is true. We will be sitting in the same room, doing our own thing, taking, confidence and feeling the joy of having each other there. That's it. You don't have to have conversations. Here and there, you will just take a look at this video. Oh, take a look at this joke. That's all. You don't talk like you did when you were not married, because then you had to plan a lot of things. Okay. So it's a natural thing. Husband and wife doesn't talk a lot. I mean, a couple normally they don't really talk so much to each other. They just they have each other. Okay, would you agree with what I said, Anita? That husband and wife don't talk a lot
Yes.
after 5 years of their marriage. Yeah, it's natural. And again, it has nothing to do with love or no love, or some people lie to you, okay? They'll say, oh, they talk to each other all the time. No, they make jokes. Of course they do, but they do not talk as much as a boyfriend and girlfriend do, because they don't live together. A boyfriend and girlfriend do not live together. They have to tell each other stories. But you guys are living under the same roof. The husband comes home from work. He will, maybe if the wife enjoys this, then he will share some of the work stories.
And same happens with relationship also. If you are in new relationship, you talk a lot, and you find chances to talk to her, how to talk to her. And
Yes.
grows old, then
Yeah. I'm asking, do you talk to your brother and sister a lot?
no, sir, not a lot.
Not a lot. Do you talk to your mommy and daddy a lot? No, not a lot. So that is how, because you take confidence in that relationship. It's not that you're bored or anything. No, it's just the way it naturally moves in that direction. There's nothing wrong with that. Those who sell you the dream that it will always feel like new relationship, they're lying to you. They're simply lying to you. You have been living under the same roof for 5 years. You know each other so very well. What is there to talk about? Which yes, if something happened, then there will be conversation. Okay. Yeah.
But sir, why it's happened?
Sorry, Ravi.
I'm saying why it's happened.
Why?
What happened?
Ravi, you didn't hear me. Why this happens? Come on. You got to watch the recording to find out why this happens. Because I've been answering that question, Ravi. It is a natural way relationship grows. Okay? Yes, sure. I'll just get you. And Aman is absent today. There are quite a few. Sahil is absent too, and so is Shahid Afridi, my favorite student. Everybody is my favorite. Shahid Afridi is not particularly my favorite. That will be, quite controversial. Okay, let's start. What are we going to study? Was there any homework?
No.
The other day, we talked about the idea of countable and uncountable nouns, you see. You know what happens, Anita? And I would like to address all of you guys, okay? See, there are things that you see other people getting right, okay? And they get it right like it is like it is not a big deal at all. And you guys, when somebody tries to teach you those things, you realize that, do I have to study all these things? But that person has been doing it for years. Right. So never compare yourself with somebody else. Why? Because their situation was different. Somebody who's in your situation will always be like you. Okay. So there is a way to get there. Yeah, it takes time. Be patient. So we finished this conversation, I remember, 4.1, right? Let me share my screen with you guys. It is such an underestimated topic, countable, uncountable. Everybody thinks we know it, singular, plural, we know it. We studied it in our childhood. Pen is singular, pens is plural, that's all. Okay. Water is uncountable, chair is countable, that's all. It goes beyond that. Okay. Much and many are not usually used in positive. Now, in everyday conversation, we try and avoid using much and many in positive sentences. There are many books in my bag. Try not to say this sentence. There are many books in my bag. Try to avoid saying this sentence. Instead, prefer a lot. There are a lot of books in my bag. Instead of saying there are many books in my bag. Why? Because it's a positive sentence. We avoid it. Next, there is much homework tonight. There is much homework tonight. Avoid this sentence as well. A lot of homework tonight. Now, in some formal situations, you might hear the word many in positive sentences, but usually we do not have this many and much in our conversations in positive sentences. You can, if you place a modifier like so before many. For example, there are so many books in my bag. That's fine. There are, there's so much. Then you're fine. But don't say there are many books in my bag. There is much homework tonight. And tell me, have you heard this sentence from in any audio file or any movie or something. There are many bags in my bag or many books in my bag type of sentence.
I don't remember.
You won't remember because you have never heard this.
I don't remember.
Yes.
But I can say very positive sentence that we use with the main, like many conversations.
That's a different thing. That's a very different thing. We are not saying that's it, that's wrong. We are saying there are many books in my bag. So what do we say? There are a lot of books in my. I met many people at the party.
I met a lot of people.
I met a lot of people at the party. Okay, so just prefer a lot in these sentences. That's it. Okay, but you can keep many if you place the word so. I met so many people at the party. I met so many interesting people at the party. Okay, there was so much to eat. There was so much to eat. Don't say there was much to eat. You can say there was a lot to eat. Okay. Now, point 3. Which of these sentences is a request?
We use all.
You have your book. Open your book, please, everybody. Because it isn't electricity. That's why the screen is off.
Main book.
Yes, the main book. We are on page number 41. Yes, page number 41, grammar spot box in the corner, top corner. Yeah, right there, top corner. Okay, point number 3. Which of these sentences is a request?
Can I have
Mm,
some
Do we
orange
Can I
juice?
have some orange juice?
Can I have some orange juice? Both of them are questions, are they not?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
But the second question is a request too. And that's why we are using some, not any. So when we are making a request, we use some in our questions. And when we have a genuine question, not a request, we want to know something, then we use any. So is there any problem like that? Is there any problem?
Is there any
Okay.
problem?
Do we have any orange juice? Somebody is inquiring. Somebody is genuinely asking, wants to know. Is there any orange juice? Do we have any orange juice? But now you're making a request. Can I have some orange juice, please? But don't say, can I have any orange juice? Okay. And I know you won't. Because you see, you only say those things which either you have heard or they sound right to you. I don't think anybody will say, can I have any orange juice? Only those people will say it who study grammar rules in a very half-baked manner. You know, the teacher does not explain the context. Okay, like we learned a rule that any is used in question, and that's it. Never another piece of information came that if the question is an offer or request, then you don't use any. So if somebody learned that half rule, that any is used in question sentences, he will think it is a question I'm asking. Can I have any orange juice, please? Wrong English. Can I have some orange juice, please?
Can I have some
Okay.
orange juice, please?
Yes. And all the people who want to work on their accent, okay, there is no other way except by listening and talking to people who speak English with a neutral accent. You know, being with them. Okay, you might have heard some Biharis when they go to Delhi for some time or to other cities for some time, like 6 months, 1
Yeah.
year, 2 years, you know, when they
They
come back,
sound different.
they sound different. Their accent has changed. What happened? They interacted with people who didn't have their local accent. Their accent changed. They did not make any conscious effort to do it. So similarly, you do not make any conscious effort other than listening and talking to them. That's it. You don't consciously change your accent. It changes automatically.
Yeah.
Looks change when you don't eat healthy, all right? Looks improve when you eat healthy, do exercise. Similarly, you don't do anything to look more good. You're just doing exercise. You're just taking a good diet and your looks improve, okay? You start to look younger and better. Similarly, you do not do anything specific for improving your accent, okay? You just listen to people with a neutral accent. That's all.
Okay, so two or three questions.
Hmm.
So first is that. Okay.
You have the, where is the mic? Okay.
Okay, so first is that like if I say someone to many congratulations, is it right? or-
Absolutely correct.
Correct. Okay, fine. and I have read if you want to say a lot of thank you, so thanks a bucket, right?
Mhm.
So is this a normal conversation? Thanks a bucket, I can say, or it?
Yeah, you can absolutely. Look,
Hmm.
there are phrases which are used to sound a little interesting sometimes, and you hear them occasionally. Okay? You hear them occasionally. Now you like them, you start using them. There is no problem with that. Okay. I never say thanks a bucket. I say many thanks, or I say thanks a lot. I go with this is my personality. I rarely do anything to stand out. People will say, sir, that's not true.
So that's what I am thinking, that if I will say thanks a bucket,
Huh.
I have not used this thing.
uh.
So they will see it is some odd type of thing.
If you ever want to, confirm a phrase,
Hmm.
okay, where did you hear thanks a bucket?
I had read somewhere in book, very old.
Books
Hmm.
are not a good source of learning languages.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
If you talk about books for the language, not a good source. If you have read a novel and you saw the word there, look at the character, where the character is from. In a novel, if there is a character from Mexico who's living in America, imagine a story where there is a Mexican character, a person from Mexico living in America illegally. All right. Now, what does it imply? That this Mexican entered the US illegally. Why? Perhaps because he or she is not educated enough, not rich enough to get the legal entry. Now, that gives you a reason to believe that that person is not very good at English. So, if they say something in that novel, because it's written in English, the novel is in English, and you have a dialogue of that Mexican character in English, will you accept it on face value if it sounds different? It sounds different. What you're reading is not something you have heard before. Okay. It sounds different. Will you accept it on face value?
No.
That it must be correct?
No.
Because of the character's background. Now, if you're reading a novel and the character is somebody who was born in England, is educated there, okay, a native speaker, and he makes a comment in English, and whatever is written there is very interesting. You have never heard something like that before. Okay, but who is the character? An educated person from England or America, right? Now, don't you have a bigger reason to believe what was said, what was written there is correct English?
Yes.
So see how I think and how I want you guys to think, so that you can decide a lot of things on your own.
Yeah, that is totally fine.
Okay.
I just wanted to know, sir, that thanks a bucket is correct sentence or not, correct statement or not.
I have never heard this,
Okay,
but
okay.
I will just check this for you. Thanks a bucket.
Bucket, yes.
Thanks a bunch, thanks a bucket. Okay.
Yes, I'm trying to drink water. I'm very thirsty.
Okay, got it, got the answer. You didn't get the water, did you? So I got the answer here. I would like to share it with you guys. Very interesting answer I got. Take a look. So the source, do not have a doubtful source for yourselves. When your source is doubtful, then you will always end up with this question in your mind, whether what I'm learning is right or not
That's
right.
why I have not used this.
Yeah,
I just
good. You
read
did
it
the right
and
thing.
just-
So what happens? Hello. French people say something similar, and it is a literal translation of that French expression.
Okay.
Thanks a bucket. Take a look. An extremely
We can't see,
anglicized
sir.
version of merci beaucoup.
So I have.
I'll turn it on for a couple of minutes so you guys take a look here. An extremely anglicized version of merci beaucoup.
Okay.
This is a French expression which means thanks a lot. Okay, but literally it means buckets.
Okay, fine, I got it.
So that's why some people simply translate it thank you buckets or thanks a bucket. Understand?
Yeah. Then it means we can use it.
We can use it. I will not.
Yeah, you will not, but
I will not.
can.
Why? Because it is French expression translated into. Now,
English.
if I have a Hindi expression and I translate the words into English, does it make good English?
No.
So why
No.
does this make good English to you? Why should you use it? I'm asking him.
Because I have seen a lot, like not a lot, but I have seen somewhere, like some of the, like
You're
something.
not getting it now? Just told you that French people use merci beaucoup. Now French people use this expression. If I say, let me think of something in English, okay, something in Hindi. If I say, I don't want to use that word, but we say something phar denge, maar ke phar denge, okay? And we use a word in the middle. I'm not saying it. You guys know which word, your bottom. Maar ke, itna marenge na, right? Okay? I'm not saying it.
Acha, acha. Okay.
Now, you tell me, you say this in English, Hindi, right? Now you translate this into English. I will beat you so much, I will tear off your rear. So what is this? I don't consider this. If you take this as good English, then there is a phrase in some Chinese which translates into English, mountain people see people. See people. SEA. Mountain people see people. Now, if you translate this into Chinese, literally, it means a lot of people. In Chinese, just like thanks a lot becomes thanks a bucket, thanks a bucket in French. So similarly in Chinese, there is a phrase, a lot of people, which translates literally into mountain people see people. Yeah. Now, are you going to start using mountain people see people?
Okay.
But why? Because only Chinese people will understand what it means, because it corresponds to their Chinese expression. But the rest of the world doesn't speak Chinese, so they won't know what does that mean. So similarly, French people will appreciate thanks a bucket or thank you buckets. Okay.
Maybe they will provide some bucket.
No, just let me explain why I want.
Yeah, Saqib, I'm sorry, I'm fixing my camera. Give me a second.
I'm so sorry.
No need to say sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
So please convince me why you want to use this expression.
I just don't want to convince. I just want to explain why I thought like that. Because I may be right, I may be wrong.
No, Nikhil, please understand. I'm saying it is a French expression translated into English.
Yes.
If you translate French literally, you get an expression. Does it become good English?
No.
If that becomes good English, then translate Spanish literally.
Yeah, then you are right.
That's why I said that I won't use it.
Yes.
And I would not recommend. Okay, and that's why I said I haven't heard this before. Because it's not an English expression. An English expression, it's not it is French translated into English. Now, lots of French people live very near to England, right? France is next to England.
Yes.
So maybe a lot of French, when they begin to learn English, they translate their French into English, like we do. When we are not very good at English, we do translate our Hindi into English literally sometimes and make mistakes. Mistakes in the sense that it doesn't sound very nice. So that's why we should not do it. We should not translate any language literally into another language. Sometimes some expressions over time become acceptable. Have you heard this expression, long time no see?
Yes.
Just a long time.
It is one of those examples. It comes from the Chinese language. Okay, if you translate this into Chinese, it is a perfect expression. But in English, long time no see does not have any grammatical structure to it.
Yep.
It is meaningless. Long time no see doesn't follow any grammar rules. But just because over time, it has been used so often that it has gained some sort of acceptability.
Yes.
Now people accept it. They don't feel, oh, why did you say that? Casually, people say to each other, long time no see. Okay, but where does it come from? China. It is Chinese expression translated literally into English. For this kind of expression, we have a term in English called pidgin English. Pidgin, Pidgin English. What is Pidgin English? Pidgin English is any English which is literal translation of another language into English. I'll give you a Pidgin English. Bullets are walking in the streets.
Yes.
Or bullets are walking in the market. बाजार में गोलियां चल रही हैं. This is Pidgin English. Okay, so Pidgin English, an example of Pidgin English would be this, because you translate any language literally into English, and what you get is Pidgin English. Is Pidgin English good English?
No.
Avoid it. I will put this in Pidgin English, but if English people accept it over time, then we will start using it. If you want to push this, you can. I will not. Personally, I will stay away from using this. Okay.
Okay, so another question was on accent.
Yes.
So, like anything I say, what I say. Okay, so simply what I'm talking to, or what I'm talking about, just normally I'm talking about, like you told about, take the neutral accent. And another way to talk about, like when I start talking about, like, hey, so where were you? Why didn't you come there? I was waiting for you. So is this a right way to talk, or like we should not talk that like that?
Okay. The answer to this question is only an opinion, okay? Not a fact. Answer to this question, the question you have asked is just an opinion. So you will hear my opinion here, okay? And different people will express their opinions, okay? Because there is no answer to this question, no factual answer to this question. It's about opinions. By the way, this is very, very beautifully mentioned here. Interesting thing that usually French students use this. Okay. Oh, okay. What happened here? Just a second.
I thought,
just
what?
a second.
Where are you reading that?
Okay, sorry.
I thought something you are going to mention about the movie.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
My online students, if you have been talking to me for last 2-3 minutes, I couldn't hear you. So don't think I ignored you, okay? I just couldn't hear you because my screen was off. Okay, take a look at this. People say this, and it arose as a joking mispronunciation of the French bicoup. Merci bicoup. Thank you, buckets. Okay, merci buckets. So bicoup, which means buckets. Bicoup means buckets in French. Okay, because they say of course, every language is different. So French have an expression, merci bicoup. Okay, okay. But basically, people use this to make jokes here, used by French students and Frenchies to confuse other people, maybe. All right. So it's not something spoken in a very serious way. Okay. But if we keep looking for something different, then we'll keep, coming across such phrases. Now, the question you've asked, whether one should try and twist their tongue to sound different. That's what you're asking. I will say it's up to people, what they think. There are people. I was part of this discussion, very, very hot discussion. A man tried to, do you know that all Americans don't sound the same? Black Americans speak in a different accent. Black Americans have a different style of speaking. So there was this guy online and he was speaking, trying to mimic Black Americans. Okay. Some people in the group panel got a little annoyed by that. They said, why are you doing it?
Racism.
Okay. They were not happy. Then he clarified that, listen, I was not on purpose doing anything. I have grown up learning English, listening to such characters. That's why I'm heavily influenced by the way they speak, and I speak with that accent.
Sir,
But
hello.
this did
Can
not
you hear me?
Yes. Yeah, I can hear you, Faizan. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, actually, I have some suggestions, sir. All students must be have their question related to the subject and topics, sir.
I appreciate that. I will say a comment, but then Faizan, in this pre-intermediate class, sometimes people have some questions and those questions can help you. This question, whether people should twist their tongue to sound different is a very valid question. And even if it is
I
not,
related with your sentence because you used about the
and it was actually
Yes.
relevant to what point I had made. I made a point that listen to people with neutral accents. Okay, so neutral accent means basically there's nothing called neutral accent, to be honest, factually,
Mm.
because everybody will have an accent, right? But then the accent of that place is considered neutral, like British accent, American accent. These are natural accents to English, right? So when you listen to these people, your accent improves, your pronunciation improves. And accent is something, I don't know, it's a very controversial topic, because I don't mind people speaking with Indian accent, but when it becomes too heavy, then other people find it difficult to understand what you're saying. All right, but there's nothing wrong with maintaining an accent. There was this Bengali woman from West Bengal. Sorry, West Bengal. West Bengal is the country? Bangladesh.
Country.
Bangladesh.
Bangladesh.
Bangladesh. So there was this woman from Bangladesh, young woman in her 20s. Oh my God, I felt so infatuated by the way she spoke. I told her, that this, blend of American and Bangladeshi accent. She's a Bangladeshi woman, but she has been living in America, in California, for like 15 years or so. So when she speaks English, she sounds American, but she can't help her Bangladeshi, as touch. And that combination, that blend, gives a very different kind of feel to my ears. I was very infatuated by the way she was speaking. And I know that she's not the only one who has been who has had that kind of impact. There was this Italian actress, okay, who worked in Hollywood, but because she was from Italy, when she spoke English, she spoke with that Italian touch, and her voice was also considered very beautiful. She was in one of those advertisement for Garnier or some shampoo. So I know that these things happen. So accent, whatever accent, as long as you're clear, you're fine. As long as you're clear, you're fine. But if you totally sound, we are Biharis, okay? We have a very rhythmic style of speaking.
Yes.
And if you speak English and somebody can say that you're from Bihar, then I will say there is a problem. You should definitely do something about it.
Okay.
If you are considered from India, that's okay. But if they can say that you are from Bihar when you speak English, then you must do something about your accent.
Yeah, because I have seen a lot. Actually, I have seen a lot of other people also, and someone considered me also. He pulled me like after the meeting and told me, "You are from Bihar?" I told yes, and then he told, "Oh, I'm from UP."
So when you speak English, you should not be identified that you're
Yes.
from Bihar.
Yes.
That's my suggestion. You should work on it. Because I know Bengalis will be identified as Bengalis. People will argue with me. Yeah, Bengalis can be identified as Bengalis when they speak English. Because their English is poor. When somebody has good English skills, they will not be identified from their place, because of their accent. Yes, you will be from India, right? But which part of India you belong to will be difficult to guess from the way you sound, the way you speak, if your English is good. Okay. So this is my advice. Again, my opinion, that we should improve our accent to such a level that nobody can guess where we are from while they're listening to me. When I talk to people from India, nobody will know that I'm from Bihar unless I speak Hindi to them.
Yes, I understand.
Okay. When I speak Hindi, they will know that I'm from Bihar. But when I speak English, they will not. Yes, even though there will be sometimes, there will be a few slips there in between those sa and sha, ja and za. Sometimes there will be slips, but still they will not have this clear idea that I'm from Bihar. Okay. And I think this is what you should do. Try not to let people know that you're from Bihar, and don't twist your tongue. It will come automatically. Am I making a special effort?
No, I'm not twisting my tongue. Actually,
People do. Or I had a student.
It was my habit, like when I was in 10th or 12th.
Do you
So-
remember that boy in the discussion class, little boy,
Yeah.
who spoke in a different accent?
Yes.
But he's very young. He's only 15, 16 years of
That's
age.
what I told sir. Like when I was in 10th, so I used to twist a lot. Like I generally don't speak like this. I speak like house. Okay, so I went there and there was nothing over
Okay.
there. So what to do? I'm going home. So
Very funny.
so like after 2 or 3 years, I met he was my friend earlier also. So I met the guy and he told me, no, no, Nikhil, you should not twist your tongue. You should speak normally, normal English. Then I started speaking normal English. Otherwise, when I speak English,
Did you do
other
that? Did you
people-
do that on purpose?
I on purpose. On
Okay.
purpose.
Some kids don't do it on purpose because they, like this boy that I'm talking about, who was part of the discussion class earlier. He learned his English playing video games online. And you know those guys, how they speak, right? So he was 12, 13, 14, 11 when he was exposed to those people, their English. So he picked up their English because in Bihar, you don't listen to English.
Yes.
So he grew up listening to that English. So that is very much his natural accent.
Mhm.
That is very much his natural
I do
accent.
on purpose
Whatever
because-
is natural accent
yeah,
of
I
yours
do
is fine.
this because I used to watch Hollywood movies. So they don't like talk like us. So I used to like copy their sentences. And then from there I used to speak. So
There is an
that's why-
advantage to this. When you copy their accent, you also care about the phrases they use. All right.
Mhm.
Because it's difficult to sound like them if you do not copy those phrases.
Yes.
Okay. So this way you actually learn good English as well. If you're attentive enough, you learn good English as well. Because India is such a huge country, because we have such a different, unique culture. We don't want to sound like, we don't have to sound like Americans or British or
Yes,
anybody.
yes.
Okay. But I know a lot of people, when they learn English, if they live in the region or near Europe, they want to sound like British.
Mhm.
And they do make an effort. Okay. They go and live there sometimes to learn the accent as well. People who live around America, the US, they want to sound like Americans as well. But again, accent is such a controversial thing. Just stay with your accent, whatever
Yeah, so
accent you have, as long
now
as
what I do, like I speak normally as in my accent. It is
Yes.
my accent. So
accent.
accent. Okay.
Accent.
So what happened? Like now I feel comfortable. I
Hmm.
don't have to twist anything.
Pressure, that is
yeah,
pressure.
Pressure is not there.
Yes.
So that is fine.
So Faizan, I really thought that it was this question needed. If anybody asks me anything that doesn't need to be answered, I like, he asked me, Adnan asked me why for, present simple thing, I said, come on, stay there. Just understand we do that. Okay.
No,
And
sir.
do it
Actually,
in Hindi.
according to my opinion, sir, I think
Don't say
the
according to
good.
my opinion. Don't say
In my
according
opinion.
to my opinion. According to somebody XYZ.
Yes.
According to XYZ. According to
In
some
my opinion,
XYZ
sir.
it means somebody said that.
Yes.
Somebody
Yeah,
said that.
yes, sir,
According to XYZ means somebody said that.
Yes, sir. In my
There is a
opinion, sir,
phrase in Hindi.
if
मम्मी के कहे
if
अनुसार.
if
मम्मी के according to my mother. Okay. Yes, Faizan.
yes, sir. In my opinion, sir, I think the good conversation is that conversation in which all participants are give our attention and it's
I agree.
participant.
I agree.
But sir,
100%.
I think there are 20 minutes. I think only he was talking to you, and I realized that I listening call recording of two people who
Okay, I'm
conversation
sorry that you felt a bit ignored today. I'm sorry about that. Just want to say that the conversation was for everybody. It was because of Nikhil. Someday there will be a conversation because of you, and then you will be there in place of Nikhil talking to me for 20 minutes. Someday there will be a conversation because of XYZ, and that person will be playing that role with me. But this conversation was not for Nikhil, okay? This conversation was for the whole class. If you watch the recording, then you will know the information I shared in this class today with you, and the things I told you to do and not to do. If you take care of those things, if you listen to those things I've said, it will be good for you. Yes, this conversation happened because of Nikhil's question. So that's why he was part of the conversation. Understand?
And my
Yes.
question, it was not like my question was
No,
something.
it was not.
It
was
was
not.
related to the class.
Absolutely. There was nothing wrong, because I know when a question is unnecessary, I also try and not answer that. But it was a very important question, because a lot of you guys will worry about your accent at times. Yeah, I know. So anyways, we finished this part, and yes, please come in. Next time, don't take permission. Just walk in. Okay. Hello, boy. Next time, don't take permission. Just walk in. Okay. Thank you.
I don't think that.
Talking about you, write things that you eat or that you don't eat and drink under the headings. You can use some of the things in two. All right, fine. So you have to just complete this chart with some of the food items. I eat, drink a lot of, lots of. I don't drink any, many, a few, sometimes, much, a lot of. Okay, I ask you to do this at home. All right, you complete this chart at home. You mention some of the things here. I drink a lot of whatever comes to your mind. I don't drink any. Okay, I don't drink any. I don't eat many. I don't drink many. I would like to hear, I would like to see what words you write here, whether you are grammatically correct or not, because maybe the words you wrote here shouldn't have been here, should have been somewhere else. So that's why. Okay, so you understand what you're going to do? You're going to make complete this chart with the food items. Work in small groups, ask each other questions. Okay, later. Discuss the following questions in your group. Do you think any of you are super tasters? Super tasters are often healthier than other people. Superstar. Yeah. Why do you think this is? Would you like to be a super taster? Why not? Okay. So now that we have a little bit time, can I give you 5 minutes and ask you to put some words here? Maybe 5 minutes, guys? Huh? Because all these exercises can be done only after exercise 4. Okay, 5 and 6 make sense after doing 4. So why don't you put some words there? Let's see. I eat, drink, a lot of, lots of. I don't eat, don't drink, any or many. Okay. You can use some of the things in exercise 2.
And sir, I also want to know a lot of and lots of different.
No, there's no difference.
Okay.
As you can see, a lot of. A lot. What is the part of a speech of lot from the expression? It's a noun. A lot. So lot is a noun. So what is the plural of a noun? With S? Lots. So a lot of or lots of. Yeah.
Right?
What's going on? Who is playing music? Am I? Is it me? How?
Okay, I understood.
What happened?
Some ad must be started.
Oh, okay. So I close that.
Okay.
So what your sentence was, some ad must be started. Anybody? Any feedback on that sentence? Some ad must be started.
Okay.
He said some ad must be started. Okay. Exactly. The sentence should have been some ad must have started. Must be started means he's asking us to start some ad. Okay, start. Like something must be done. Okay, this guy is absolutely, like this. Okay, something must be done. Take a screenshot, Anita, and if you want to do it at home later and send it to me, okay?
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Okay, I guess I have given you much time, enough time. Okay, I'm gonna create small groups for you guys where you're gonna share your ideas, okay? And you will ask each other questions as well. Okay, for example, if you have put the word, I eat a lot of chicken, okay, suppose, then you ask other people, do you eat a lot of chicken? Right? Okay, if you have put, I eat a few pizzas sometimes, like, at weekends sometimes when I'm not in the mood to cook. Okay, like this, you have written pizzas there, of course, but you're saying all these things to your partner, and then you say, so how often do you have pizzas? Do you eat a lot of pizzas? Do you eat many pizzas? Okay. How often do we eat? Yeah, like that. Okay. Hmm. Shall we start the breakout rooms? With only 3 and 4 people, okay? In some groups, 3 people, in some groups, 4 people. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Let's start. Yes. I'm opening the rooms for you guys. Go ahead and talk to each other about your list, about your chart. Okay. Share what you have written there in sentences, of course. Add a few details if you want, and ask each other questions as well. Do you eat a lot of this? Do you drink a lot of that? Do you eat many this? Do you eat much of that? Go ahead. Start your conversation.
What's your name? You don't know. I
Hmm.
forget it. How did you? Okay. I don't remember your name is a big deal. Okay. Atma. Okay, so you wanna go first? Yeah.
Guria, come on,
Okay.
join the
So
conversation.
do you eat a lot of
Yes.
chocolates? Yeah. I eat chocolates. Okay. Do you eat a lot of vegetables? Usually I don't eat a lot of vegetables. I only eat for energy. Okay, for protein.
What happened? Did you get
Oh yeah.
what did you do?
Actually, sir, I was doing like this.
Oh, you pushed it too hard.
No. And this got dropped down and I pushed my thumb on the needle.
I understand that.
It was so comical and at the same time sad. It didn't get very badly hurt.
No.
Okay.
Actually, I was
Did it
doing
Okay.
Do you eat a lot of junk food?
Junk food. Nowadays I don't eat lot of junk food.
Do you do such things a lot that I
Yeah,
did?
Yeah, of course.
Huh.
And when you have a 2 or 3 rupees of pen,
Hmm. Okay, the needle comes out.
yeah.
Okay. And okay, so do you eat sweets?
Yes. We eat a lot of chocolate.
Yeah, I eat a lot of chocolates.
So I think do you like it?
I like it, but generally someone gives me, so I have to eat. That's all.
This kind of chocolate.
Dairy milk, Cadbury, or
Not dark chocolate.
dark chocolates, I love, but no one gives me.
Because they have a bit expensive.
I don't see the reason why you should say dark chocolates.
Okay.
You should say dark chocolate. I like dark chocolate,
Okay.
not dark chocolates. I like dark, I eat dark chocolate. I love dark chocolate.
Mhm.
Okay, do you drink a lot of milk?
Not a lot of milk, but one glass of milk every day.
Every day. At night. In the evening.
Yep, at night.
But
After
not
dinner.
good to drink it at night.
Who told?
I think.
I thought it is the best time to drink milk after dinner.
No, I don't think so. Sister?
I will not ask. It is gonna be controversial.
What?
He is asking about, no, he is going to ask about milk. So I told, like he told when. I told I eat, like I drink milk after dinner. So he told it is not good time. Then I told I thought it is the best time. So that's what he is saying.
So what is the controversy about it?
If I will ask, you will come into some another conversation. Like which is the best time to drink milk? Then some
yeah.
other guy will come
Oh,
and say.
Okay.
Okay. Mm.
I forgot to tell you guys, you know, this, Paisan, he made something for me. See, there is a photo of me on Facebook, me, my wife, and my daughter.
Okay.
He's given a best try, I will say. You know.
It is butter painting?
I don't know
Or
what
oil
paint he is
painting?
used, but it looks really cool.
Yes,
Yeah, it is painting or AI creator.
He is painter, he's an artist.
Okay.
Yeah,
Then that's good.
absolutely.
But I don't I didn't see your picture.
Like-
But your daughter is like something similar, but I don't see, and I didn't see your wife, so I cannot make a guess. So, but yeah, it is good. Like all,
Very-
like picture is very
Yeah,
good.
very good. He's really a good artist.
Hmm.
He's got a lot of things right. Yeah. Because it was a small photo, I think, and there were so many faces. So perhaps that's why he couldn't really put those details here. No, otherwise, if he had made it on a bigger canvas, it would have been all beautiful, much more beautiful.
No, maybe I thought like these pictures are like that only, sir. That's why I asked it is oil painting or water painting. So they don't give a lot of details. They just try to touch the things like it is like this and it is like that.
I know he's capable of painting even better than this. I've seen his paintings. It's really good.
And also your hair is white there. Your hair is white there.
It is the light he is showing actually. Because back then my hair had different colors like red, dark, you know, that's why.
Oh, that's why your hair is white now.
Sorry, but the hair is not looking like old.
No, like I like this hair. It like influences me.
Are you interested in this painting?
Sorry, sir.
Are you interested in painting?
No, not like painting, sir. I am talking about your hair.
Oh,
Your hair color. I like this.
okay.
Like it makes you mature.
Looks makes
Yeah.
mature, no?
Yeah. So when I met you sometime, then I saw your hair and I thought, yeah, this is the man I was looking for.
Okay. Hey, everybody. Yes, sir. Welcome back. Hey, I just forgot to show something to the whole class. Study your voice. My voice. Okay. Yeah.
Teachers Day present this one.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Everybody, take a look.
Yeah. Hey, it looks nice.
Yeah, you've seen this photo maybe on my Facebook, right? You found the photo on Facebook, right?
Is it
Faizan?
water painting, no?
Yes, sir.
It
Yeah.
seems like
Yeah.
oil paintings, huh?
Water painting, no?
Yes.
See, the people are saying oil painting or water painting.
I mean, why is it
Watercolor.
important for oil paint? Why is it important? Everybody is asking this
watercolor
question.
painting.
Because
No, sir.
Why does it want to know? I mean, is
the
it
upper
different,
girl
difficult?
looks like me, sir.
Come again, Rakhi?
The middle one girl looks like me. I don't know how, how it is, but it looks like.
I'm
Then
not a good
crop that
artist, sir. Right
copy
now, I
her.
know.
You did a great job, I must say, especially with my face. But you chose something very difficult, because 3 faces in one photo you had to paint. You see?
Yes. Actually, sir, when I started this portrait, it was very beautiful. But I do lots of work. That's why, sir, it's going to.
Sometimes it happens when you try to put in too many details, then it happens
Yes, sir. Yeah,
with the
yeah.
paintings, with the
First
work
of
of art.
all,
Yeah.
all the faces are very similar.
Mm-hmm.
But
Tell me one thing. How big is this portrait? What size did you paint?
A3 size.
A3.
Yes, sir.
A3. Okay. Because I think because there are 3 faces, if there was one face, then you would have more space to put all those details, you had very little space. To put all these colors. Did you make it with the pencil first, or you started with paint? Faizan?
Yeah. First of all, I I sketched, and after that I put watercolor.
Did you take a photo of the one without the color as well?
No, sir. Actually, not.
You should have.
And
Have
I
taken.
put two photos. First of all, one photo, you and your wife are there, and I connect another your child photo in another photo.
Oh, okay. All right. I mean, I don't have a photo with this way. So you have actually
Yeah,
taken me
yeah,
and my
yeah,
wife from one photo and my daughters from another. Wow,
yeah.
that's amazing. That's amazing. Very well done. I remember there is a photo, holy photo, where I'm sitting and my wife is standing behind me. And there is another photo where Aditi is lying on the floor, and so are we. I think this photo is from there. Aditi's photo is from there. But I must, commend your effort. Fantastic. And your, your emotions for making this. That matters to me a lot. Thank you very much.
Always, sir.
And I want to share something more, okay, just a second. There is this boy, Krishna. You guys know Krishna? Krishna made this for YouTube banner. Isn't
Yeah,
it
it's
beautiful?
it's very beautiful, sir. Yes.
It looks like a real classroom. Everything is so
Yeah.
real, 3D type, I wish I had a class like this.
Oh, you want?
Maybe we can put false ceiling here and get rid of some of the other things in the classroom, and then we'll have a classroom like this. Absolutely. Yeah. Maybe next year we will update this classroom, upgrade this classroom, into this one. It is possible, very much.
Very much possible, sir. Very
Yeah.
much.
Thank you very much, everybody, and all your wishes yesterday. I'm sorry I couldn't respond to them because I was very busy with my wife in Patna, and yesterday was a hectic day. I was on the bike throughout the day from 10:30 to 8:30 in the evening, almost. Okay. And what was really sad when we were coming back, I was not supposed to go by bike because we had an accident recently, right? So we were going to go by bus. But at the last moment, the plan changed because we were late. I kind of fell asleep when I had to be ready, and there was nobody to wake me up. Everybody is in Munger. So on the way back at around 8 o'clock, 7:30 or 7:30 maybe there, near Bakhtiarpur, around 20 kilometers from there, we heard that there was an accident. A young boy riding a Rajdoot. What?
Rajdoot.
Bullet.
Okay, bullet.
Yeah, he was hit by a car and he died on the spot.
Oh my God.
It could have been anybody. It could have been anybody, including me, including us, right? We are deciding that now for some time we are not going to travel by bike,
Yeah.
because it has been very often. 3 times we've had accidents in the recent times, and then this accident of somebody else also made us feel pretty much, heavy. And so yeah, that's why when I got back, I didn't really have the interest to check the message or anything. I just tried to distract myself with TV. And then at night, that was another dramatic incident. Suddenly, in the middle of the night, there was a bad storm last night. A lot of rain, lots of wind. So I woke up with a very big bang, and I didn't know what it was. So I came upstairs to check. Then I saw my whole classroom was totally flooded. There was a lot of water.
Oh my God.
Where did it all come from? We thought normally a little bit water does come from the balcony when it rains from the west direction. Okay. But then I saw that the water was coming from the bathroom. So recently we have put a pipe there in the bathroom outside in the balcony. And I didn't know what was why there was so much water here. Clearly the water was not passing, okay, to the drainage. Yeah. So it took me almost an hour and 30 minutes to get things in control and fix the problem and everything. By 4:30 we finished, but I was not sleepy anymore, and I just kept doing something on my mobile. At around 5:30, I thought, okay, I'll go and sleep. 5:40, 5:45. I thought I would go and sleep a little. And then I saw the time. It was nearly 6. I had to cancel classes. I canceled both my classes in the morning. I had such bad raging headache, very bad headache because I hadn't slept. And I can't really manage without sleep. So I had to cancel my classes just because I needed to sleep. Yeah, so it has been very, very eventful, very hectic, last couple of weeks, I will say, for me. Something or other is happening. Now my sister is diagnosed with, dengue. My whole family are there, except my wife and my bhaiya. We are here only. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, things are definitely, a lot of things are happening and not nice things, you see. So yeah.
But don't drive with your bike.
No, I'm not. We need to go on the 14th as well, but we are thinking of taking the bus. Yeah, to Muzaffarpur. All right. Homework. What should be the homework for tomorrow? Already gave you homework?
No.
What?
Just an Indian homework, but we did in the class.
Sir, you
What was
already
that?
gave the homework.
What?
Which is we participate, sir.
Page number 25 in the practice book. Page number 25.
What is there, sir?
And that's all for today, guys. Let's meet tomorrow. Okay. Bye-bye, everybody. Take care. Good night.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir. Good night.
Bye. Good night. Good night.